right, welcome back everybody to another edition of Dollar Bin Digging Finds. This is the video and article that I do for comicbookinvest.com where I just kind of go over the cheap books that I picked up this past week. Now, most of these are dollar books, but some of them are, just a couple of bucks. But basically, I'm still sticking with that kind of cheap book idea. So it's basically anything just like $5 and under is going to be covered in this sort of pickup show, just so I can show you the kind of stuff that I've been grabbing out at the shops, flea markets, cheap boxes, wherever I can find books. This is the stuff that I'm grabbing. Hopefully you're liking the content that I'm providing. If so, please like, subscribe, hit the alert button so you don't miss anything that's hitting the channel. I got at least daily, if not more than daily now, content coming out, as I got friends helping me out, putting out some fun stuff, and we even have a little bit of merchandise if you're interested. Just go over to the YouTube channel and check it all out, and just tell me what you think. Definitely hit me up in the comments, either on the video itself or in the article over on comicbookinvest.com. I am open to suggestions, and I am always glad to hear from suggestions from people out there, stuff they'd like to see, stuff they think I could do better, all of that fun stuff. Oh, definitely open for suggestions. This is a community after all, and I like to foster that community aspect. Let's have a dialogue. Let's have a conversation. That being said, just hang on for a second, and I'll be right back with the stuff that I bought this week. Okay, so as I mentioned in the opening, most of the stuff that I picked up this past week did come out of those dollar bins again. If there's a book that I paid more than $1 for, I'll let you know as I show it off, so you can get an idea of what I spent a little bit extra for in those cases. Now, not a lot of books this week, just a few things. Just been kind of busy, couldn't do much shopping, doing a lot of stuff around the house personally. But that being said, I still have stuff that I can share with you guys. And the first bit, I'm actually going to categorize this as dollar bin digging favorites. Now, these are books that I've either picked up multiple times before or things I've written about already in my regular dollar bin digging article that I've done for almost 3 years now for comicbookinvest.com. So you can go back through the catalog, through the archives, and see all this stuff that I've already talked about. And anytime I see it, I still buy it. It's just stuff that I do, whether it be for the cover art, the read, speculation, first appearance, whatever it may be. There's a lot of stuff I still just buy out of habit, almost automatic. That being said, first book I've talked about, Sandman, not that long ago. So if I find any random Sandman books, I will pick them up to try to complete my run. This is a fantastic read, and who knows where this series may go after it comes to Netflix. Maybe it heats up, maybe it doesn't. Regardless, these are still good books to read and get for yourself to collect out of those cheap boxes. So anytime I see a cheap one, whether I have it or not, I just scoop it up for $1 because it's $1. I mean, this is just a Game of You, Part 6. This is issue number 37. I probably already have this one, but as I said, I saw it in a cheap box, so I just grabbed it for $1. Have it. I mentioned this USA Avengers 1 also not that long ago, following up on our new regular writer, Jack. He had mentioned this in his Locks and Long Shots article now that he does regularly for comicbookinvest.com. This had the first appearance of one of the characters. Can't think of her name. She became Iron Patriot. I can't think of her name. She has like purplish hair. But her first appearance is in here. And yeah, so thanks to Jack, and welcome aboard again to the crew over at comicbookinvest.com. So this is a book that, again, I wrote about just because somebody else had mentioned it. I give credit where credit is due, and I firmly believe in doing that. When you hear something from somewhere else, it doesn't cost you anything to pay that respect and just note where you heard it. Where you heard it first. Doesn't mean that had to be the ultimate first source either. It's just, hey, that's where I heard it. That said, X Factor 1. I know I just wrote about this not that long ago. When I see it, I buy them. I mean, for $1, I'm not going to leave that there. Who knows? I love this series. Like I said, this is a great read, apart from whatever may come out of it. But just a great read nonetheless. Despite the little $4 sticker on this, this also was just a $1 book. This was First Strong Guy, New Mutants number 29. Also, just wrote about this recently. So when I see him, I scoop him up for $1. You never know. Strong Guy, first appearance. This rack's getting a little full, so we're going to take them off and load it up with a couple of more. I mentioned these X-Men classics before. And you can see here, written on the bag, I got this out at the flea market, $4, but everything that was marked was half off, so I paid $2 for this. This is Art Adams, great cover, classic X-Men one. These are reprints, reprinting that original X-Men series, but still, I dig these books and I dig these reprints. Definitely like this cover, so for $2, I wasn't leaving it behind. And it does okay on its own. Also for $2, just talked about this on Friday, Generation X. #1, chromium cover. Yeah, some first appearances in there. 90s goodness with that chromium wraparound cover as well. So you can see it wraps around nice and shiny. And this might actually also be a newsstand. I got to double check that, but did not notice that. I got to see if it says direct or not on the direct edition, but that could be a newsstand for all I know. But still, half of that, so it was $2 that I paid for that. Going here, Forgotten first appearance. Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Ever since Deadpool, has kind of gone on hiatus as we wait for his introduction into the regular Marvel universe now that, Disney owns Fox and all the X-Men properties. Negasonic Teenage Warhead was a fun character in both Deadpool movies, and her first appearance was here in, what is this, New X-Men 115? Yes, 115. There are 2 covers to this one. This is the Cyclops cover that I grabbed here. It was marked $3, so I paid $1.50. So basically a $1 book in my book. And then finally, and also I know I wrote about that one before. I don't think I've ever written about this book, but I threw it in this category anyway because it just kind of falls in that weird kind of a lost spec, forgotten spec. Again, marked $3, so I paid $1.50. This is Thunderstrike #1, foil cover. This book shot up when we saw those set photos showing Thor in what looked like a Thunderstrike outfit just because he was wearing like a vest. It's silly what makes things, would jump these days, but this book got expensive for a little while. Now it's pretty cheap, and there's tons of them out there because there are tons of them out there. This is 90s overprint, stock. Whatever survived is still out there in these cheap boxes. So, grab it for cheap. Like I said, $1.50. I'll pay $1.50 for that. But don't go going crazy, spending $10, $20 on some of these random books that are just be patient. They're out there. Just dig a little bit. You'll find them for cheap. Anyway, that's what I do. Okay, and moving on to our next category, our next topic, we have variants. So here's some variants that I also scooped up this past week. Some of them are out of the $1 bin, and some of them, again, were like those half-price purchases, all $5 or less. You might be asking, why is this here? Newsstand. So I'm going to consider a newsstand variant. So this is DC versus the Marvel Universe issue 2. I just saw the newsprint, the newsstand barcode, and knew this wasn't the direct, and figured, what, for $1, I'm bringing it home. People like newsstands these days. I don't really care all that much personally, and I don't generally pay a premium just because something's a newsstand. I just know that others do, so when I'm digging, I'm very mindful of that, just from the occasional seller aspect, because I do sell books occasionally, and this is the kind of thing that I would, because I know other people are looking for it, even though it's not really something that I need in my personal collection. Just like I have my regular editions, but I saw Gambit 1 also newsstand edition. I figured, well, somebody might be looking for a newsstand Gambit #1. I'll grab it. Again, I don't really care all that much. I'm fine with the regular copy that I have, but just in case, saw this out there for cheap, so I grabbed it. Gambit newsstand #1. I'm going to still consider it a variant for right now. Just like use that term loosely, just so I can fill out this category column. Second printing. I just paid cover for this, so this was $3.99. Picked this up today at the shop because I needed to grab a couple of books. So this is Valkyrie #1. It's like a design variant, but it's the second print. I figured, what? There's probably not a lot of these out there. So for cover price, I'll take a shot. Never know. Because Jane Foster's Thor, maybe she sticks around in the MCU beyond Thor, Love and Thunder. Maybe she sticks around as Valkyrie. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Random $1 bin pickup for a variant. This is Utopia #1. Random X book of sorts. Not a lot of interest in this title or this book, but for a variant for $1, I'm just going to grab it because this is a 1 in 25 for X-Men Blue #7. I think I already have one of these, but it's 1 in 25. I know it's 1 in 25 because I knew the cover, because like I said, I think I already have one. But for $4 and then half of that, so I paid $2 for this. I paid $2 for a variant. I don't know. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pay $2 for 1 in 25 regardless. Just as I have a few of these. Took a shot at a 9/8 and failed on one of my past submissions, but this is X-Men Deadly Genesis #1, the Nightcrawler Joe Quesada cover. Again, see, marked $6, so I paid $3. Same guy out at the flea market, $3. I'm still gonna grab it. It's decent shape. I don't think this is a 9/8 either, because I think there's a little bit of a ding on the corner there, but still not bad for $3. And this has the, I believe, third Summers brother in there, who becomes, what the heck was his name? Can't remember. Deadly Genesis, Vulcan. I believe Vulcan first appears in this book. And yeah, it has variants. This is one of the variants. It's something to keep an eye out for. And then my last variant is still $6. I paid $3. Random Namora cover. You don't see many of these. Again, she doesn't have a lot of covers. So anytime I see her on one, I'm going to scoop it up. I don't know. Again, I blame Phil Lee for putting Namora on my radar and speculation ideas, because who knows? Maybe she'll come, maybe she doesn't. I mean, if we're getting Namor, maybe we get Namora, maybe we get Namorita. I don't know if I'm saying any of this right, but you guys know who I'm talking about. But still, the original Agents of Atlas was a great series and a great run. I like that team. I kind of hope we get some form of it with Jimmy Woo leading it, but I'm not going to hold my breath, but it still would be kind of cool if we did get something. But yeah, who knows? Who knows? But again, for $3, I'm going to grab this, random variant, because why not? It's only $3, Which is going to take us into our randomness portion of the program, which this is just stuff I couldn't fit into any category. I know my categories are kind of weak this week, but yeah, this is what I got. I bought a bunch of random stuff, and I didn't want to have just a show that was all randomness, but here we are. $1 a piece. I grabbed Spy Seal 1 through 4. They had all 4 issues, so I grabbed all 4. I'm pretty sure I have these already, because I did read this a while ago. I just don't know where they are. And I figured, you know what? $4 is a good read. This is something I can just hand off and give to somebody, as a, hey, check this out. This is kind of a cool little, if you like, that anthropomorphic kind of thing with the MI6 spy seal. If you're into that kind of thing, if you dig like that, I'm trying to think of a good comparison title. But Rich Tommaso, I dig his stuff. This was kind of fun, little story. It's only 4 issues, so came from Image Comics. Definitely worth just picking up just to check out the read. But again, I'm still just trying to think of a good, good example, something to compare it to. But like I said, he's a SEAL, he's a spy. Tintin. It's like Adventures of Tintin is the best thing I guess I can think of. And I think the way that they kind of sold it when it came out, this is like a few years old. I think it was 2017 this came out. But yeah, Adventures of Tintin, which has been on a lot on cable lately, and it's actually not that bad of a movie. I wish they would have made more of those with Peter Jackson and Steven Spielberg. But oh well, we only got the one Tintin movie. Moving on, just a random Adventures of Dungeons and Dragons. I think this is issue number 21. I just collect these as I see them, so I find them in a dollar bin. I just scoop this kind of stuff up. Maybe I'll build out a whole run eventually. I know I got an issue 1 around here somewhere. I just got to find it. Just got to dig it out. But yeah, again, this is like something you'd find online for like $8. It's not like a huge deal or a huge score, but just hard to find and just random. So I scoop it up. This, well, you can tell by the writing on the bag, I got it from that same person. So $2, Beavis and Butthead #1. Why not, right? It's Beavis and Butthead #1. I know there's a lot, but it's $2. Big shot. Green Arrow 137. I believe this is the last of this volume where Connor Hawke was basically Green Arrow at that time, because Oliver Queen had died. But last issue of the series, 137, I think that's it. And yeah, it does okay. So it's one of those random things I look for in those boxes when you see like Green Arrow. Like, there's not a lot of Green Arrow books to buy, but that's one that I always am mindful of because of it being a last issue. And I know I've talked about that concept before. Static, I don't know. I'll keep an eye out for Static books for $1. I don't know. I think he's got a new title out. Maybe the character builds some steam once again. I don't know. But this is Shadow War, this crossover event. Hey, for $1, it was worth scooping up. Just a couple more. Yep, there's that marker on the bag, $4. So I paid $2 for this awesome cover. This Galactus with Frankie Ray as his Herald. Fantastic Four, what is this, 244? 257, sorry. Don't know where I got that number from. 257. But this is just a classic Galactus cover, so for $2, I just had to get it because I know I have it. It's just worth it. Some covers are just worth getting every time you see them, as long as they're not all bent and chewed up and all, crispy and falling apart, like my next and final book. This thing's pretty beat. I had to throw it in another bag because the bag it was in was like disintegrating around it. Even this bag, this is just a My Comic Shop bag that I just threw it in just to randomly have it. This is Crystar number 8. Been looking for this for a while. I didn't want to pay the online prices because it commands a little bit of a premium just because of the Misfits skull. Glenn Danzig using that skull for his his band logos, I think, with like Sam Hain and stuff like that. So this book has been popular for a while for that weird reason. And Crystar number 8 is just one that I needed to finish a Crystar run. And like I said, I just didn't feel like paying that little bit of a premium online just because of that. And this copy, again, it's all chewed up. It's pretty fragile. It's a little brittle, but again, for $1, it's good enough for me. It's good enough for my collection. So that's why I added it for $1. I got it with the same place as I got the Spy Seals, so it was like $5. I grabbed the 4 Spy Seals and this, and $5 on my way out the flea market, and said good day, and that was it. But hopefully you like my pickups. Hopefully you find some of this stuff interesting. Gives you some ideas of things that you could look for when you're out there digging. You don't have to buy the same stuff that I'm saying that I buy. It's, again, just to promote that idea, make these titles and covers, kind of familiar to you. So when you're digging, it sparks that, sense of recognition in your head. Do you know what to look for? So you don't have to pull out your phone. You don't have to pull out some list. You don't have to pull out an app. You could just go off instinct and know and trust yourself. Trust your instincts of what you want, of what you're buying. If you like it, there's a good chance somebody else out there likes it too. Anyway, hopefully you're liking the content. Again, check out the article over on comicbookinvest.com. Like, subscribe, hit the alert button. Tell your friends, try to get the subscribers up. I think we've passed 680, so we're getting closer to that 700 mile marker. And once I hit that, I'm going to do another giveaway. Got some more stuff to give away on my road to 1,000. So I don't know. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the ride. I know that I am, and I will see you guys next time.